Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me first start with the overview on communication mining. UiPath's communication mining can transform structured electronic communications data into unstructured electronic communications data into structured data. Thereby, it facilitates actionable insights and decisions within your organization. So, to accomplish this, communication mining utilizes the cutting edge technology, natural language processing. It integrates with unsupervised machine learning with employee driven active learning in a zero code interface. And this solution is part of the Discover quadrant of the UiPath platform. And there are other components listed in the Discover platform. With process mining, raw data from the applications can be extracted and converted into graphs and dashboards, which helps to uncover opportunities for process optimization and automation. With task mining, records and captures the task on user desktop, thereby identifying repetitive actions suitable for automation. Communication mining, on the other hand, converts communication data into structured format, generating insights and enabling downstream automation. Communication mining processes and understands unstructured communications data, adding structure to it. It provides labels and entity predictions in a structured format via its API. The downstream systems that can be integrated could be an RPA or a workflow tool like ServiceNow. It could be integrated with data analytics and visualization tools and large databases and any other tool that can extract data from the communication mining API with the appropriate permissions. As we talk about communication, there are a lot of challenges faced by today's business. Almost every process at some stage requires some form of communication. Modern businesses generate vast amounts of communication data across various channels. So that makes it difficult to manage, analyze, and extract actionable insights. This communication is also exponentially increasing as employees and customers communicate more than ever with each other, both digitally and remotely. Most of this communication data is unstructured, lacking a predefined format, so that makes it challenging to process and analyze and integrate with other business systems for decision making and automation. And these data often resides in different systems or departments, leading to data silos. So that's hinder the holistic view of information, thus affecting collaboration and strategic planning. Understanding these data and taking actions manually by the employees or the staff can lead to inaccurate and inefficient processes that are incredibly time consuming and costly. Customers mostly expect quick responses in this fast paced environment. So, any delays in customer inquiries or issues can lead to dissatisfaction and loss of business. Communication mining can help you in addressing all these challenges. As communication mining has the ability to convert unstructured data to structured data, it enables business to make data driven decisions, thereby improving their strategic planning and operational efficiency. By analyzing the customer communications, businesses can identify any common issues, preferences, and feedback trends. Thus, it helps in tailoring their services and products for to meet the better customer needs, enhancing overall customer satisfaction and loyalty. Communication mining automates the extraction and categorization of data from large volume of communication, thereby reducing the manual workload on employees and allowing them to focus more on value added tasks. The insights gained from the communication meaning can highlight areas where processes can be streamlined or automated. These can also lead to significant cost savings and efficiency improvements across various business functions. Analyzing the communications can help businesses detect compliance issues, any potential risk or fraudulent activities early. This proactive approach can mitigate any risk and ensure adherence to regulatory requirements. By structuring the communication data, business can improve information accessibility and knowledge sharing among employees, thus leading to better collaboration and more informed decision making. It can be seamlessly integrated to RPA and other automation tools, and it facilitates the automation of repetitive tasks, improving speed and accuracy while reducing the operational cost. The information provided by the communication mining can help you drive any marketing strategies, product development, and competitive analysis. Thus, with the help of communication mining, business can harness full potential of their communication data, driving efficiency, innovation, and growth. So, why do we go for communication mining? Communication mining platform provides a zero code interface, and it provides a guided user experience that any employee can use regardless of their technical ability. It does not require any technical knowledge or machine learning knowledge to start with. You can create customized models that can extract interns, themes, and sentiments that your business need. With communication mining, you can train the models accurately with minimal training data and provide full transparency on model performance to avoid any unexpected outcomes. This can keep your cost and effort low as the models are quick to train and fast to adapt. This is rapidly scalable with your need for any bigger use cases, and it has a configurable dashboard where you can set up any email alerts, and it has reports to track any key metrics in real time. This solution is more secure and protected by means of the platform permissions available in UiPath. With UiPath, there are pre-built integrations for key communication channels, which makes it easy to integrate with APIs and connectors, and for the underlying workflows and any RPA automations. Listed here are the high-level group of typical analytics use case. So, with the help of communication mining, we can enable identification and prioritization of transformation opportunities. Thereby, it can accurately identify most valuable change opportunities. Under voice of customer use case, it helps you to improve the customer and client satisfaction by analyzing the feedback across the user from different channels. In case of any use cases related to quality of service, this can help you to provide a configurable quality of service score based on the tone and sentiment of the message, thus helping you to establish a quality assurance across various customer support teams. Communication mining can also automatically monitor communication channels, thereby it provides more visibility and control any risk. It also helps to target potential customers and increase revenue by optimizing the customer lifetime value. These are typical automation use cases where communication mining can help you with. With auto routing, it can enable fully automated classification, prioritization, and any routing of inbound communications. Thereby, it helps you to reduce the FTE effort and eliminates any volume sensitivity, and it also helps you to expand the end-to-end automation of process. With use cases related to case automation, communication mining can enable to automatically create workflow cases, and it can integrate with any service desk tools or any ticketing tools um, to reduce the risk, and it can reduce the effort, FTE effort, and the process latency. In case of use cases related to query automation, monitoring the communication channels can provide you reduce risk of manual error, and it improves the customer satisfaction and service quality. These are example use cases at industry level where communication mining can be applied. In case of investment banking, communication mining can helps you to automate any transactional request, manage hundreds of operational mailbox, and improve service quality. With insurance domain, communication mining can helps you to analyze the claims data, and it helps you to scale quickly and automate any administrative task. With e-commerce clients, communication mining helps you to understand or improve the customer retention and the customer lifetime value by understanding their voice. Communication mining cannot interpret emails, contents of email attachments, or any financial data. It cannot process documents. But with the help of RPA, we can able to achieve end-to-end automation. So this is the flow diagram where the communication mining and the RPA go together to achieve the end-to-end automation. The data, structured data received from the communication mining can be used by the RPA and provide the end-to-end automation. This is an communication mining going together with document understanding. As communication mining doesn't natively process any documents, it can be combined with UiPath document understanding to process both emails and attachments. Communication mining can natively integrate with mailboxes and ServiceNow tickets, and then with the help of natural language processing, we can extract meaningful data from the message, and we let document understanding to process the attachments. With the combined data of both extracted data from the email message and the document, we can leverage the end-to-end automation. This is a typical data flow diagram of communication mining. So the data from the email server, CRM system, or any CMS application can be ingested and stored in the communication mining. This is then parsed and comprehended to identify and group by means of clusters. By means of the unsupervised learning, the clusters are grouped to achieve the labeling. And in the discover and train phase, the labels can be applied to messages in bulk or individually. In the reporting phase, the dashboard with the key metrics are available to analyze further. In the validate and deploy stage, you can validate the performance of the model rating with key performance factors, and based on the optimal rating achieved by the model, we can deploy the model for downstream applications to be used. Before proceeding further, let's understand the key terminologies of communication mining. What are labels? Labels are intents or theme of the message that helps you to identify their characteristics, content, or meaning of the message. It follows an hierarchical structure and it should not be used to capture information present in the message. Multiple labels can be applied to a message based on the intent of it. So, the typical examples of labels could be change of address request, urgent, status update request, etc. What are entities? Entities are structured data points extracted from the message. Some typical examples are like the policy numbers, trade IDs, URLs, dates, and monitoring quantities. They follow a flat hierarchy. What is a metadata? Metadata is an additional information associated with the message. It can be user properties defined during the upload of data, or it could be the email properties captured from emails like the sender, recipient, or the domain. It can also thread property that are automatically derived by the platform in case of emails and chats. So, though the labels and entities have key similarities, there are also distinctions as well. Labels are assigned at the message level, while entities are assigned at the paragraph level. Entities cannot span across multiple paragraphs, so it is restricted within the single paragraph. Model tries to learn, predict the label from the whole text in the communication, whereas entities predictions are depend on the value of the entity and the content of the paragraph it is in. Labels follow hierarchical structure, meaning it could have multiple levels like parent-child relationship, whereas entities follow a flat hierarchy. There are similarities between labels and entities, like both can be pre-trained or it can be trained from scratch. Similarly, predictions for both entities and labels can be accepted or rejected and can be assigned manually when it is not predicted by the model. And both are used for analytics and automation use cases. Here is a typical example to show what labels, entities, and metadata means. So the example here shows a typical insurance domain email requesting change of address for a policy. So the email contains the policy number in the subject, new address in the body of the email. It also has the metadata, which is the sender. The policy number, address line, town, city, and postcode are the values that is extracted from the message, which is nothing but entities. Here, the label identifies the nature of the request, which is the address change. And as you notice here, the labels follow a hierarchical structure with multiple levels. Policy is the parent level, and within that we have the amendment, and within amendment we have the address change as the child level. This message also has the metadata information, which is the sender. So this is how the typical labels and entities and metadata will look like in the communication mining. There are also other terminologies which we need to know before moving further. What is a message? Message is a single unit of free from text communication. So it could be an email message, a survey response, or a transcript. Messages are grouped together in resources. What is a resource? Resource is a raw collection of message which could grow over time. So, a source could be a response collected to a survey, or the emails in the team mailbox, or it could be transcripts in the messaging channel. The sources are added to the data sets to build the model, to interpret and structure the message within them. What is a data set? Data set is an user defined group of similar sources. It will have a model associated with it that can be trained on the data within the data set. You can add up to 20 sources to a data set within the platform. Each source can add up to 10 different data sets. You should add multiple sources to a data set only if they are of similar type and share a similar intent and purpose. What is a taxonomy? Taxonomy is a collection of all labels applied to the message in the data set, and it is structured in the hierarchical manner. It also includes the entities enabled in the data set, which follows the flat hierarchy. Every project requires a unique taxonomy, and this taxonomy should meet your specific business objectives. What is a project? Project is a permission storage area within the platform. Both the sources and the data sets are linked to the projects when they are created, and users must be part of the project to view the data linked to it. Your company can have multiple projects depending on the teams and business units that they have. So, by providing access to the users, you could restrict this team individually. What is a model? Model is a trained one by the messages in the platform. Every data set has a model associated with it. As the model trains, it learns and improves by enabling to make predictions for the labels and the entities. The models can be saved and versioned. That means when user wants to set up an automation stream, they can select the specific version of the model which has more confidence and good rating to be used. These are the typical phases in communication mining. The first phase is the taxonomy. In the taxonomy phase, the labels and entities are defined by meeting your business need. Next phase is the setup, where we create the project and add user permissions, set up the source data set, and upload the taxonomy and start model training. Discovers the phase where the messages are grouped into clusters to identify or to bulk label or to individually label each of the message. In the explore phase, we do the majority of the training of data, and it provides you various modes for both labels and entities to achieve better model rating. The refine phase helps you to understand the performance of the model and helps you to identify the various performance factors and how to improve the model performance. It also provides you the recommendation to improve the performance of the model. In maintenance phase, we pin the model for production by identifying the good model rating, and this model can further be trained parallelly based on the output received. The model training is broken down into three phases: discover, explore, and refine. So, discover is the first phase of the model training, where the platform uses the unsupervised learning to generate the cluster of messages that shares the similar intents, patterns, and themes. So this is a starting point to review our data and apply any relevant labels in bulk or individually. Explore is where you will spend most of your time during the training process. So there is a variety of training modes available to increase the model understanding. Refine is the final phase of training, and it involves reviewing the performance of the model based on the number of key factors and take actions as needed. The prune and organize is a supplementary phase of the model training that can help you at any time to rename, merge, or delete the labels during the training process. What is a prerequisite to have communication mining? You need to be have an organization in the automation cloud with cloud enterprise license, and it should have AI units. This communication service is available at tenant level. It can be enabled in multiple tenants. So models, but the models created in one tenant are not transferable to another tenant, but API calls can be made from different tenants. How the AI units consumption work? It is per message, meaning like when a message is added or updated in the platform, one AI unit will be consumed. These are the high level steps that communication mining can perform. So, with communication mining, you can create real time connections across emails, tickets, and survey responses. And with the help of Discover, it can understand the human language and processes every message to automatically discover the patterns present in the conversation. And it learns from you and the data, so it requires no programming knowledge. It is a zero code interface, and it does not require any machine learning experience. The models you create are fully customizable based on your business need, and it could provide you fully guided mode training, and it could also provide you recommendations to make improvements for the next best actions to take. It has built-in analytics to generate you a valuable and actionable real-time insights from business conversations. It can combine with RPA to enable any automated routing, case creation, and end-to-end automation. It is also possible to combine with document understanding for cases that needs both the documents and the messages to be processed simultaneously. Okay, so we are quickly jumping on to the platform. So when your organization admin enables communication mining in the tenant, you could see a menu here available when you navigate to the tenant. So to see this, you need to be the member of this cloud organization. And once you click on that, by default, it will lands on the dataset page. There is a clog icon present here, which is the administration section. Under administration section, there are multiple tabs present. In sources, we connect with news source based on the available integrations, or you can upload any source as needed. In the integrations page, you can establish integrations with Microsoft Exchange to connect with the mailbox and retrieve the messages. In the manage access page, you can create projects, you can assign users to the project, you can allocate permission to the each user specifically that restricts their view and accessing of each tab based on the actions and restrictions provided. The alert center can be used to create alerts in case of any high volume or if there is a reduce in quality of service score, the alerts can be raised. So which will eventually create an issue here for your notification. The My Account tab shows you the username, address, and the tenant details. And it will also have the APN token, which helps you to connect with the platform using API. The Maintenance tab shows you the quota available in the current tenant, and if there is any model that is deprecated, we'll list out here. Now we are moving back to the dataset page. So you can create a data set to an existing project, or you can create the project while creating the data set. So once a data set is created with the available source, you can see the complete view of how it looks like. This is the training page where it provides you a fully guided label training experience to the users. It also recommends the best actions to take for improving the performance of the labels. Similarly, for entities, it could provide recommendations to improve the entity predictions. The Discover page provides you the cluster of messages. And what is a cluster? Cluster are nothing but a theme of messages which the platform identifies that it follows a similar content. As you see for this cluster, the underlying text is identified to group this into the identified cluster. And by default, the platform will have 30 clusters. And once you start labeling each of the messages, the clusters would refresh and populate new messages. So from this Discover tab, you can apply labels as a bulk or as an individual by using the search functionality. So with the search functionality, you can search by the keyword present in the message, and thereby you can add the label. So these are labels that are already added to the data set. So you can choose one of the label and apply to the message. And the message and the labels can be applied in bulk by means of the suggestions provided by the platform by itself, or you can add your own label here, and by choosing the selection, it will apply to the messages present in this cluster. The Explore page is where it allows you to filter, search, and explore any individual messages. It contains various modes for both labels and entities. So these are some of the training modes available for the labels. Let me choose a different data set to show the entities. Okay, so we have training modes for entities as well. So based on the suggestion provided by the model, we can use these training modes to improve the prediction rating for both labels and entities. What is the validation page? The validation page shows you detailed information on the performance of the model for both labels and entities. So it shows the detailed breakdown of the factors that make up the rating. So these are the four key performance factors that decides this model rating. And to improve these factors, there are recommendations provided by the platform itself for various labels that is already present. And you can use this recommendation to train the model further for that particular label. And similarly, metrics are available for each of the label to identify the precision and recall metrics. For entities, we have the entity F1 score uh, per entity level to provide the metrics. And it could also provide you recommendations to improve the performance rating for this. What is report tab? So the report tab contains various multiple subtabs. So the dashboard page, a user can use it to fully customize the dynamic dashboards with charts available. And in the label summary page, it contains the charts and high level summary statistics for the labels that is present in this data set. So for the labels, you can see the count and the volume mentioned in the chart level, and it also has the tree map view for the labels present. So as labels follows hierarchical structure with multiple levels, you can drill down to the tree map view to figure out the percentage of the label distribution. And in the trends tab, we could see the time series charts for the message volume as well as the label volume. In the segments tab, it presents the charts of label volumes versus message metadata fields. So as we see earlier, what is a metadata? Metadata is something, the supplemental information that is already present. As the data present here is an email, so it could capture the signature, sender domain, and that could be bring in chart for analysis. Asymmetrics. And the thread is not enabled for this data set, so that's why we couldn't able to see any threads. And in the comparison tab, you could see the comparison present available between multiple groups of data sets. Model is the page where you could pin the model version that could be used for downstream version, applications. So once the model is pinned, this version will be available for you without deprecation, but you can parallelly work on model training that will not affect this production version. What are streams? Streams helps you to automatically create a queue of messages, and this queue will be made available to the downstream applications via the communication mining API endpoints. So to create a stream, you need a pin model version. So as we have pinned the 24 model version, we can start create a stream. So you can give a title here, API name, and the description of the stream, and that will create the stream that could be used as an API endpoint for downstream applications. And in the stream tab, you could also set up the threshold level for the label to be available. So by default, the default threshold is 100% for a label. So if the threshold is less than 100, then the stream will return predictions for the label that are above that threshold level. This is a settings page where you can see the title, description, and the source associated with this data set, and the various settings or features available that you could be enabled. Although we can enable tone analysis, quality of service, and any OpenAI services later, to have the sentiment analysis, this needs to be enabled during the creation of dataset. And these are labels and entities that is part of the taxonomy. Yeah, it could upload while creating the data set, or you can modify it later based on your business need. As you see, the entities follow a data point structure where it could also created from the base entity that is already provided in the platform. The labels follow a hierarchical structure with parent-child relationship with multiple levels. It is not advisable to use more than 4 levels for better performance rating. And the statistics page could provide you the complete statistics of the data set. So the number of messages present, number of labels that is added, number of reviewed messages, and the proportion that is reviewed. So by seeing this, we could understand that only a few percentage of the message are reviewed by the human to achieve the model rating of 76 percentage. So that's how communication mining helps you to quickly achieve the needed data with minimal effort and more time saved. And these are some of the message properties that is present, like the number of recipients, domains, and sender organizations. And it also lists down the user properties that is part of the message. So this is the high level overview of the platform.
Devi, before you move on, can you talk briefly about once you have the model training done, now that what data you have, what would be some of the business cases where you're going to use it with the downstream applications? And so that there's our community members can get a full picture.
Yeah, so
Once you have
once
done all this training, what are you going to get out of it?
yes, so once the training is done, we could get the analytics from the dashboard that is available here. So from this dashboard, we could get the complete analytics of what messages or how what number of messages are present at each label. So that would help the business to decide which area they need to focus on and what needs to be their priority. And based on the extracted data from the entities, the downstream automation can use that for as a data points, and it can apply to the automations as an end-to-end use cases.
Right. So there are, just to add as well. So there are two things that the goal of this tool, where it really helps is one, as Debbie mentioned, is analytics. Right. Imagine you have years worth of communications and you want to analyze how much volume are you receiving for policy cancellation, right, or for policy underwriting, right? So you can do that, use that for analytics. And number two, for future communications, right? Since you have the model that can detect the label of the model that can detect the label, categorize it, and also extract entities from the email. So you can use it for future emails that you receive and then automatically triage it and probably as part of automation assign it to a proper team and then call in another an automation that will, let's say, process the loan or reply to the sender. If it's a cancellation, automatically send a reply, something like that. So you can use this model in an automation workflow in order to automate downstream process. So two things: automation, analytics, and automation.
Another question I would have from the source side of it. So when you link a source, so let's say in this case an email server, uh, do you have to provide access or integration for all the emails, or is there a way you can filter it out for a certain, let's say, between a date range, right? Between 1 month of data. You don't want to expose all of your email communications to the platform.
There are multiple ways where the messages can be uploaded to the platform. It could be done via API, or you can upload the message manually or using RPA automation using a CSV file,
Okay.
or by using the integrations that is present in the platform. And even with the integration, we can restrict the folder which needs to be uh, filtered, or also the domain which needs to be filtered, and there is also a timestamp filter available.
Okay, makes sense. Especially in case if we are doing API based integration, then those things will matter, whether it's an email or even other. So you also talked about ticketing system, that it can extract data from ticketing systems. Would you like to talk about like what platforms are already available, or actually it goes back to the integration service? Does it go back and use the integration service connectors?
Yes, it goes back to the use integration service connector. It cannot be directly integrated from here. It needs the available integration service from to connect it to here.
Okay, very well. Thank you, Devi. I think this was a great, insightful session. I know there was a lot to take on. I'm sure the folks had a lot of information to digest in a very short amount of time, and that's why I think it's rightly broken into three sessions, for us for a multi-session series. And we would like to see more active engagement in our next sessions. And please feel free to reach out to us, have more questions if you have any. Devi, would you like to share the slide deck and the other couple of sessions that we are planning? What are the dates to share that information with our viewers?
Yeah, sure. We have the session 2 and session 3 coming next for the communication mining. So on June 19th, we have the session 2. On July 10th, we have session 3, which is the final session for this communication mining series.
Great. So yeah, so please go ahead and sign up for those sessions. As I mentioned before, the recording is going to be available shortly. Most probably check back tomorrow. We'll have, if any edits are required, we'll get that done, and will be available on the event page and also on the UiPath community channel. You can access information from both the sources. And so this was a great session. Actually, I was very interested myself to learn more about it, and I'm pretty sure our attendees have gathered a lot of information from this session. The slide deck will also be part of the event page. So if you guys would like to go and take a look at it again, you can definitely do that. Um, anything else, Russell, you want to add? I see Diana is also here. Diana, do you have any comments?
I think she's currently away. But so we have 3 minutes. Can I just to break the ice? I know there's lots of concepts coming around, and just for you to retain some of those, and as well as in the upcoming session, let's do a short quiz for the last. Can I do that, Pradeep? Is it okay?
Sure,
Just prepare this right now. So,
sure. Please feel free to do that.
okay, just to make this more interactive as well, but feel free to post any questions that you have. So, this is very easy. It's either you use your mobile phone, scan the QR code, or go to menti.com and then enter this code. So that's how you can join this quiz. And yeah, I mean, so whoever wins has their bragging rights. I won this from this session, and of course, that means you've listened to the session. So I'll just okay. So hold on.
You can
So,
post the link on the chat if you have it.
copy. Yep, just go to that, and then let's see if. Yep. Okay. There's oh nice. Five people, six. Okay. Wait. 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 So I promise this will be very very simple. Um, and then let's start the quiz. Anyone who wants to join, just use the link that I posted in the chat. And whoever selects the right answer, the fastest, has the highest points. Answer fast to get the highest points. First question: in communications mining, what is the significance of messages? Just put a 15 seconds timer there. So great, great. And let's see the, so we have a real-time dashboard here. Just see who's leading. Oh, nice. Pradeep, you joined. That's great, that's great. So 700 points for Pradeep. So let's go to the next one. So make sure you join if you still want to try out. What is the primary function of labels in communications mining? Pick only the main one, just one answer. To identify, categorize concepts, themes, intent, to capture user properties, to extract structured data. Labels. What do you use labels for? That's great. Everybody's listening. And then I think we'll have the next one. Um, so, what are entities in communications mining? Entities, are they used to capture overall theme, or entities are specific values extracted from text? What are entities? One was voted, and let's see the score. Ooh, nice. NL. It's like watching the NBA finals.
And my participation doesn't count. I'm just here to motivate everyone.
You know, you know. Um, so let's do the last one. What are the different phases of communications mining? The Set, discover, build, manage, run, report, or connect, discover, train, predict, validate, analyze, automate. Everyone's voted, and this is the final verdict. I know Pradeep is. Um, oh, you're still.
No, well, nil is winner.
You're,
So
Whoever is the next is
it's,
the winner.
this is Diana.
hey,
So
Diana.
NL, can you hear me,
Yep.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah. So NL, congratulations, Pradeep. But NL, I'm going to award you a
Yeah.
prize. If you can, I'm going to in chat. I just put my email address. If you can send me your email,
Wow.
I'll send you a voucher
I didn't
from
even
UiPath.
expect that, but I thought it's only bragging rights. But there you go. You have
Yeah.
an award coming from Diana. That's really great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And sorry, I couldn't get myself off mute before, but great session tonight, you guys.
Yeah, yeah, yep. And thanks Debbie and Pradeep for this session as well. Yeah, yep. So great. And anything else, Pradeep and Debbie or
No, I
Diana?
think I think yeah, I think this is great. Thank you, David, for going through all the concepts and giving us a quick overview of the platform. I'm very excited for our next sessions, and I encourage everyone to join our next sessions and be there. Um, and yeah, looking forward to the next ones and having a more interactive discussion. I know there's a lot with the communications mining, but our objective is uh, to bring more community sessions around this topic, so that you're not afraid of the platform, right? It's as Devi has gone through it. It's pretty much a, uh system-driven uh, product itself, which requires least coding and least understanding of machine learning foundations, if you will. If you know that, that's very good. But otherwise, you can still leverage the benefits of the platform. So yeah, great session.
Great. Thanks for the closing remark, Philip. And thanks, everyone. See you again on our next session.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thanks.
for joining.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Uh,
Thank you. Bye.